Okay, and we are ready to start right off the bat. Let's go to our problem of the day. And this one says, find the numbers in the arithmetic sequence that begins with 10, 4, and notice it goes on and on and on. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go for the first three because there should be a nice pattern, all right? So this is arithmetic sequence. We're going to find the next three numbers, all right, that follow after 10 and 4 and see what happens to it, all right? Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on with this. Find the next three numbers. That means we want to not start with 10 and 4. That'll help us. But we're looking for the numbers that come after those, all right? And again, notice 3 dots mean it goes on forever and ever and ever, ever, ever. We're going to stop it after 3 more, all right? So let's see what's happening. First of all, what's the trend? Well, you went from 10 to 4, and some of you are saying, well, Ernie, you're going to divide by 4? Or are you going to subtract 4? I mean, it's going downhill, all right? Or are we going to divide by something that's, you know, how are we going to figure this out? Well, this was arithmetic, which means we're talking about the sequence is either increasing by the same number being added or being subtracted each time to the previous term. So here's where we're going to go with this. We're going to start with our 10 and 4, and we're going to notice that when we take a look, we are reducing. That's why I said either we're going to be either dividing or we're going to be subtracting. But since it's arithmetic, it's going to be the subtraction side of things, all right? So we're going to take and find the common difference. And I'm going to go ahead and write it down here a little bit. D is equal to actually -6 because we are reducing. We are dropping off, all right? That's our difference. It's going in a negative thing. So to find the D, we take the second term, subtract the first term, and there we have it, -6. Now the question is, what's going to happen when we start basically subtracting 6 on down the road here? You notice, some of you are going like, well, Ernie, we're at 4. Where are we going to go? Well, we're going to go to -2 when we subtract 6 from 4. It's just like adding a -6 also, all right? So that gives us the -2. Let's do it one more time. We come up with -8, a little further in the hole. And last but not least, we've got a bunch more we can go to, but we're just going to go one more. And that's going to give us a -14. Now, I want to point out something to you. There's a formula. Some of you say, is there a formula for this? Well, you know, you can do the arithmetic in your head, but what if I ask you to find the 21st term in this? You go like, whoa, that's a lot of -6s to go through. And it really is. It really is. So that's why we have this nice, great formula. And it says we're going to use A for the term that we're looking for. The nth term, all right, is equal to our first term plus the common difference, that would be between each term. Then we're going to use the n minus 1, n meaning, again, how many terms we're looking for. And we will have this, that's a formula, right there it is, all right? So we're looking in that respect, n minus 1 or n minus 1 times d. Remember, commutative property, doesn't matter whether parenthesis comes first or second, as long as we get all those things in there. So let's take a look at what happened here. Did it work? Did it work? All right, when we looked for these other terms. Let's suppose this was our what, 4th term? So let's take a look at it here. Our 4th term of n equals the a1 plus d. Common d is -6, all right? So we're going to put that in there. We're going to multiply it out. And n was 4, so we're going to multiply by 3. Let's put our other numbers that we know. A first term is 10. And this is going to give us a -18. So the 4th term, according to our formula, yes sirree, gives us -6, all right? Now, I mentioned on that, so I wanted you to see, did I say -6? How about -8? We'll go there, -8. Some of you are going like, boy, you're a little slow. It's Monday, isn't it? So, once we see that works, then that would work for any values I put in it. So I mentioned something about, let's figure out what the 21st term is. So we're going to say, let's look for the 21st term, which means we're going to take the first term, and we're going to do that times negatives. That -6 business is still around. That hasn't changed. And this time we're going to put 21 minus 1. Now some people ask me, why do you do that? Why do you do that? Why do they make that n minus 1? Because since you've got the first term, it's going to take you 20 times of this -6 routine in order to get you where you're going, all right? You don't want to get to the 22nd term, you're trying to get just to the 21st term. So you're going to come up one short because you've already got the first one under your belt. You already know what it is. Actually, you know quite a few others are. But you're going back to this 10, and let's see what would happen if we were to do that. 821 would equal, looks like 10 plus, well, we got this one under control, don't we? We've got a negative 6, if I don't mess up the multiplication for us or something silly. There we go. Negative 6 times 20. I'm seeing 10 minus 120. And I believe our 21st term should be equal to a negative 110. There again. So that's giving you a little bit more than what you asked for here, but I want you to understand all of these things work together. All of the things work together, and it's easy to check using our little formula. No matter how high up I ask you to go, or how high up you are asked to go, or how low you're asked to go on either direction, all right? So there you go.